Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, all of us of the Love Talk Show with Pastor Williams and all the members of the Love family. It's my great delight to be with you this morning on this first Saturday of February 2022. Congratulations to you. You made it. You are one among the living. You are not in the mortuary. You are not in the grave. And so I celebrate your life. And I celebrate the grace of God that is upon your life. Welcome to this new month. It's a glorious month indeed. And I believe God has so many good things in store for you for this month. No doubt about it at all. And for us on the Love Talk Show with Pastor Williams, I want to assure you that God has placed so many great things in our hearts to share with you in this new month. And like you know, is our couples month. Is our couples month. Every February is our couples month. And this February is coming with a big bang, great idea. I will let you know how I got the inspiration, to host black and white spouses, this month, because every couple that will come on our show this month will be a mix of black with white, either black man with white woman or black woman with white man, great mixes, people who dared, who could cross borders, who could cross cultures and become one and live together. And they have been together, not 1 year, not 2 years. They have made a success of their togetherness. Those are the couples I'll be hosting even this month. Glory be to God. My first couple, David and Amanda, are actually in the house, but I bid your excuses that you give me some seconds more to do a little bit of more introduction. Then I will bring them in. I wouldn't want to waste their time. I just want to bring them in. They are all excited. They are both excited, just as I am excited. And I know there are so many people in the house. They are excited to meet our couples this month. And our first couple, very, very great couple, always smiling, always joyful. Those of you who know Minister Amanda, you will know that she is always smiling. She is always cheerful. She is the woman who puts her food on Facebook and makes your throat to begin to speak in tongues. Anyway, you will meet them very soon. God bless you. I want to say a happy birthday to everyone whose birthday it was this week, or it is this week. If yours is today or tomorrow, I want to say happy birthday. Happy birthday to my very sweet daughter, Jennifer. God bless you, Jennifer. Happy birthday to you. My great friend, my childhood friend, Oluwadare Isaac, happy birthday to you. Shola Akimbami Adebusi, my friend, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. I saw on Mercy's page, or I got a notification, Mercy, if you're already there, that it is Anu's birthday on February 2. I want to reconfirm that. So if it was Anu Oluwa's birthday on February 2, I want to say happy birthday to Anu and to everyone. There are so many of you celebrating birthday this month. I cannot mention everyone's name, but I want you to know that I wish you well. I wish you the love of God. I wish you grace. And I pray that you continue to celebrate many more birthdays in Jesus' name. In the meantime, I want to implore you, I want to appeal to you. Let's start sharing this video. Let's invite our friends and family. Share it on your different platforms, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, and as many through Messenger. Also, just share the link, and people can join in the discussion. It's going to be fun. Happy birthday again, and here is to all birthday celebrants. God bless you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Okay, happy birthday to you. And then without wasting much time, I will just bring my guests in. And while they are with me, I can do a little bit of more greetings, and I'm sure they won't mind. They're already waiting, so it's just good we are together. Ladies and gentlemen, the first couple for this couples month 2022, here they come. Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Great couple. You are looking lovely. God bless you.
Thank you.
Looking lovely. I love that. It shows Amanda is doing a good work, and so is David, you know. So you are both working well.
It's on the job.
It's good and great to have you around. Don't worry. Amanda has some cold, but we all understand it's the weather, you know, so
Yes.
we are not disturbed by the cough or anything, you know, just flow. It's a family affair, you know, and you are both welcome to this family. And we are all set to hear your story, to learn from your experiences. And, you know, at the end of it, I'm going to be asking you to advise those who are in relationships like this, who may be struggling with it and things like that. And that is the goal. You know, we want to know what made yours stick. How did, you know, some people look at you from outside and they think, oh, it must be honey and sugar, you know. They don't understand that, you know, marriages go through things. We have experiences, we have challenges. And so we are going to go into a bit of all that just to learn from you. And we want you to be a blessing to us. And we are going to be a blessing to you also by praying with you and appreciating you. And I'm sure it's going to be fun. I want to give another 60 seconds, you know, to everyone of us to please share this video one more time. Share this video one more time. And while you are sharing it, I want to imagine how David danced the day Amanda said yes. You know, the excitement. You must have been very excited. Hallelujah. Okay. Yes, good morning. Yes, a good morning vibe to everyone. I saw this video. A friend of mine sent it to me, and I love it. Let me just say good morning to you again through this video. In the meantime, please share. Good morning, Amanda and David. Here.
Hi. Good morning, Super South. Remember, you are a red jump. One of a kind. Wishing you positive happiness, and never choosing. Love you.
Okay, that is for David and Amanda to wish you good morning and to thank you also for coming on this show this morning. I'm excited, just as many of us are excited. Like I was saying, I imagine what the joy will have been the day you both looked into each other's eyes and it was a yes. We will do the thing. So I was not there, but I'm imagining that, you know, David danced like this. Okay, let me show you how David danced, possibly. Let me show you how he...
Segura-me
Okay.
Pastor,
sure-
thank you.
Yes.
But my dance moves are not far from that, oh.
Ah! I love that. I love that. Okay. Okay. Again, good morning to you.
Good morning and good morning to the viewers. Good morning.
Okay. So, my dear friends, I am delighted to have you in the house, and so is everyone, every member of this love family. Let's just go straight into getting to know you. You want to say good morning to all the viewers, and also let's meet you. Who are you?
Okay. You want to talk off? First of all, I want to say good morning to all our viewers, and I want to say thank you, Pastor, for the opportunity to be here to talk about our relationship. We are honored to be here on your show. My name is Amanda Chimamanda Lasman on Facebook to those who know me. I'm sorry.
So you should have yeah, I also have mine here. You know, I have my hot water with citron inside and honey and all that stuff. You know, it doesn't matter if
Let me do further. My wife Amanda is a little bit cold and has a cold, a cough, and so. So my name is David, married with Amanda.
Yes.
I am an Italian, born in Belgium. Yes.
Wow.
But I have Belgian papers and everything, so I'm born here in Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but my parents are both Italians, and yes, we are very honored to be on the show today, and we will explain later what we are doing and how we are living.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Amanda, it's okay. I understand. See, I have my own hot water with citron here also.
I've been a little bit under the weather.
It's okay.
And I'm sorry about
Belgium. Cold. It's not like Nigeria.
No, not at all. When they talk about winter in Nigeria, is you can just go out with your knicker and be walking around. If you had lived there, the winter over there is the only difference is that it's dry, you know, and ours is kind of wet, you know. Anyway, so let me go back to my brother David. What was it like growing up? You know, Italian background, born in Belgium, you know, so that means at home you are Italian. When you go out, you go to school, you meet friends in the neighborhood, you are Belgian. So how were you able to blend your roots with, you know, the place you were born, the culture, the way things are done and things like that?
Okay, I have to excuse you in that, because in this place where I am born,
yes,
mine workers came from Italy, from Poland, from Turkey, from everywhere, from the countries to work here in Belgium. Yeah.
Okay.
So there were a lot of different kinds of nationalities here in Belgium. Yeah. And when I went to school, we were with Italians, with Turkish people, with Moroccans, with a lot of Polish people.
Nice. Yeah.
So we are a very cultural people land with a lot of cultural people here in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
you understand. So I still speak Italian and everything, because we are with Italians, we are with Turkish people. I speak a lot of languages. I learned it at school, not from school, but from the youth, from our friends and everything.
The people you interacted with, and so
Yes, indeed,
yeah.
indeed.
Oh, okay. So you can speak Italian also.
Yes, of course. That's my natural language. So French, Italian, German, English, name it. I speak 7 languages.
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
Buongiorno, signore. Come stai?
That's great. Okay, so you must have been a very social person, you know, being able to mix with people from different backgrounds and being able to, you know, learn their languages, and so that means it mustn't have been a big problem for you, you know, to marry somebody who is not from your culture. That you already had, you know, this social. You were already a social person, and you already people from Morocco, from Italy, from everywhere. And so when it came to getting married, I'm sure it wasn't a problem for you where your wife would come from, was it?
No,
Okay.
no, no. There was no problem. It was just love.
Wow, wow, wow. I love that. I love that. Amanda, can you please tell us a bit about yourself also, you know, your background and a bit, let's just know you better.
Sorry about my introduction before. My name is Amanda. I'm a Nigerian from Umune, the Delta State. Growing up, I was born in Ogwashuku, so as a boy Ogwashuku. So we didn't grow up in my place. Growing up, I had a regular childhood. My mom was from Anambra State, while my dad was from Delta State. So my background was already a mixture, even though both states, I mean, the part where I come from, they understand Igbo, but there was also language difference. So I was already used to that slight difference in language with my mother and father.
Okay.
I had a simple childhood. We were not like, didn't grow up like in a rich family. We were a moderate family. I had a pretty good childhood. Four sisters.
What were your parents like? Were they like strict? Hey, if you go out, sit down there, or they were very?
Yes, my mother was very strict.
Yeah.
You didn't go out. If you went out, if you're allowed to go out, like Christmas Day or Easter or celebrations, you didn't come home. I mean, you had to come home when she can see you from afar and know that that is you coming home, which means it's not dark. You cannot come home when it's dark.
Wow.
You must be able to identify that it's you coming. If that is not the case,
otherwise you will earn yourself some lashes.
Oh yes, you will earn yourself a big hand on your back. She doesn't slap your face anywhere, on your back, sour on your back. It doesn't matter how old you were. So you must come home at least she can identify you. But my dad was more of a laid-back person who will tell you, now listen, you see, this is, you decide your future. We didn't go to school, and I am willing and I'm ready for you to go to school, have a good life for yourself. If you spoil your way, you will have yourself to blame.
It's your life.
And if you make a mistake of coming home late or breaking your curfew, my mother will give you that hand on the back. My father will not say anything. He will let you eat. Then, after you have eaten, he will now call you and sit down and ask you a question. Now, have you thought about it yourself? In your own mind, this waka, this your movement today, how does it sound in your head? You'll be the judge. That you will feel so ashamed, tomorrow you won't want to do it.
Yeah,
but
for you, the slap would even like, okay, the slap is even better.
Yes. The slap, the back, is far, far better than my father will not beat you, he will not scold you, he will not insult you, he will not call you names. He will just let you eat, relax, then he will not call you my pikin. Sit.
Prick your
This
conscience.
movement you made today, or this character you showed, or this thing you did in your mind, how do you judge it?
Wow, that's great. That's great. Brother David, you know, at home, your Italian mom, Italian dad, and all, I'm sure you had siblings also. You know, while young, we all dream about, the future. You know, what kind of a man I want to become. You will dream about marriage. You know, what kind of a woman do I want to marry? You know, and sometimes we draw our influence from our parents, from our friends, and things like that. How did your parents influence you, you know, while growing up? Were you like, okay, I want to, you know, how did they influence your thinking about marriage?
Okay, yeah, okay. To tell you the truth, I lost my mother when I was 2 years old.
Okay. Yeah? Sorry about that.
But I always stayed with my father, and I have 4 sisters. Yeah.
Wow.
But in the meanwhile that I was growing up, my sisters were all married.
Wow.
So I stayed with my father alone because he was very sick. He was a mine worker before, and he was invalid. Hoe zeg je dat? Invalid.
Yeah.
A lot of percentage. So I had to take care of him. I was still living with my father. So I didn't have time to go out and look for a woman. And okay, my father told me yes, but I didn't have the time because I was always taking care of my father.
Yeah.
Well, when I was 29 years old, afterwards, my father died.
Wow.
Okay, and then I was thinking for myself. And I met her.
From 9 years. From 9 years.
29 years I took care of my father.
When you were 29. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, afterwards I was alone, and I met her then.
Wow.
On my birthday, on my 30th birthday, I met her.
On your 30th birthday. So Amanda is not just a friend, she's a birthday gift. She's God's gift for you.
Wow. Right to the top.
Yes.
I really love that. Wow. I really love that. It's great. Now, I was actually going to ask you how you met.
Okay, you know, that's a good question, and that's a very funny question.
Okay,
let me tell you why. So we are going back to my 30th birthday.
Yes,
I went out with my friends in a restaurant with a little bit of dancing place, and you can eat there and something like that. And I went out to smoke a cigarette, and my madame here now, my madame.
Yes.
She was outside talking on the phone and shouting. She was so angry to somebody on the phone, and I was looking at her, and she was speaking English, and I understand English, no problem. And so, okay, she was busy there. And when she finished, I finished my cigarette, so I went inside, and then I asked her, "Is it okay now with you? You understand?" Huh?
Yes.
And she said, "Did you hear what I said?" I said, I heard that you were angry on the phone, so I just asked you, are you okay now? Yeah, okay, fine. And afterwards, because it was my birthday, but I didn't know her, she was there with her boss where she was working, and it was also her birthday.
Oh, wow.
So, and they called us on the, on the podium, how do you call it?
Yeah.
Podium.
Yes, podium. Yes.
Yeah, we have 2 guests here. They are birthday today, and we call them on the podium. And okay, and I didn't know it was her boss, so we were talking. And then one time, okay, we sit all together on one table, and she was also there. So, and then I was talking to her, and that's it. But the funniest thing is that I was talking Italian to my friend, and she said, I had everything what you said because I'm speaking Italian too. and that was like, I was so low on the ground. No, I was so low on the ground.
I guess she was just trying to get back to you because you did the same thing to her outside. You told her, I heard everything, it's like you heard everything I said, and now you are the one talking Italian. Say, oh, okay, I heard all you said.
But you were speaking Italian to me, eh?
Wow.
That was the funniest thing, eh? And I was like, my tongue was on the ground. You understand?
Does Amanda understand some Italian?
Yes, I do actually. Not some. I speak fluent Italian. I lived in Sardinia for some time, and I worked as a assistenza geriatrica. That is care for old person. So I write and I speak as well.
Okay, that would have been. These are already grants for friendship. You were saying your own things, pouring your heart out, and here was the man standing by who understood what you were saying and showed interest in, are you okay now and everything, and then back on the table.
Yes,
this guy was just blasting away his Italian, maybe even talking about that girl. This.
They were talking about me. I like her. The other was they were just, I said, then I answered them, and they were like, "Oops." I didn't say any of that thing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so your tongue was down and everything, but at that point, you were already having some ideas in your head. Here's a beautiful lady, and this. You were even sharing that with your friend and things like that. So how did you go forward from there? How did you say to Amanda?
Another funny one.
I have another funny one with you.
Please tell me.
Okay. The evening was almost finished, so I said to her, can I make a date with you? Are you okay with that? I like you, and I want to have a date with you. And she said to me, okay, because in that place where we were, there's a big store in the other side, and it's called Felicetti, an Italian store.
Okay.
So she said to me, when I come to work, okay, at that time we will meet there.
Okay.
That and that day, okay. I don't remember the days. On a Sunday, okay. Yeah. I said, okay, then I come and pick you up and we go and do something. Okay. Really, that day I come there. Madame was not there.
Hey, Madame, what happened?
Madame was not there.
Wow.
I was not angry. I was just disappointed. You understand?
Yes.
I thought, okay, she doesn't like me, or that's why she didn't come. You understand? Okay. Further than the next week, we changed telephone numbers, so I called her. She said, I was there. I said, you were not there. No, she said. Yeah. The next Sunday, I give her my address and everything. She was in my place.
No, you came to our place.
I came to your place, it's true. I came to your place.
Because my boss told you where.
Okay, I knew where she was working. Then I went there and I knocked on the door and I said, is Amanda here? Yeah, okay. And she looked at me and she was very like, he is here. I said, you missed our date. She said, okay. Like, okay. Huh?
I was shocked. I didn't understand. Now the thing is, we had the appointment. Now I can admit the truth. I didn't go. Why I didn't go, I can't tell. But the next Saturday, he came to where we work. I didn't know that my boss told him, do you know that place, that place, that place? Okay. So when he came, I had to keep a straight eye and say, yeah, you missed our appointment. Because what was I going to tell was the reason I didn't go. So, yeah, I lied. I said I went, I didn't. And then from there.
And then we made the real appointment. And she came to my place. I went to pick her up. We went to my place. I had a small apartment with 2 bedrooms, you know. And okay. And that day she said to me, yeah, and it was with Valentine Day. It was Valentine Day.
Wow.
But it was in the morning. It was very early, at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. Said, okay. So I showed her around. I said, make yourself comfortable and everything. And then she said to me, yeah, but today I have to go to Brussels, she said to me. Brussels, from my place to Brussels, is 100 kilometers.
Wow.
I have to go and make my hair, she said.
Are you really going to that?
Wait.
This man not kill me.
Let him
go.
talk. Just let him talk.
Okay.
I said, okay, I will bring you. No problem.
Wow.
We go to Brussels, and it was just, you know, Brussels is that small apartments. There was a woman with a child, and she's going to start to make her hair. And it was Rasta.
Great.
Yeah. I understand.
At 10 o'clock, I made an appointment for that because I wanted to do something with her. And I made an appointment with the restaurant that we are coming there at 8 o'clock to eat fish and everything, you know, for Valentine's Day. I wanted to surprise her, you know. Good man to surprise a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. From 8 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the evening, they were making hair. I was sitting there playing with a small child. That was my first date with my woman. we were in time to go and eat the fish.
Because
so you spent the whole, your Valentine was carrying baby, washing her, do her hair, and wow. At that point, David, to be candid, at that point, you know, here's a woman, you know, who came to visit you. In the first place, she was like trying to dodge you, but when she eventually came over to you, you were all excited. You want to impress her, you want to take her out, you want to have dinner, and bam, you have to go and stand and watch them make her hair.
No, I already had that appointment too.
I understand. What I'm driving at really is that, you know, you don't do that. You don't do that unless you have some interest in the person.
Of course.
Yes, you don't just do that for anybody who comes and say, oh, I want to go. And if it was just your colleague at work or a neighbor can not just say, oh, David, I have an appointment in Brussels. Meanwhile, you have your own things to do. So for you to have, you know, left everything and to have followed Amanda, you know, says a lot. That means at that point, you were already developing some feelings for Amanda. Okay. So Amanda, when at that point, at what point did you start liking David? At what point? Because it seems to me that all the way you were like washing. Okay, my friend, but okay, you know.
She tried me. She tried me.
She tried you.
That Rasta was not the first one.
Wait now. I think you were to say that story. Wait, you will tell it. No, the thing is this: what we are talking about now is exactly 1 week later. We met on the 6th.
Okay.
On the 7th, he came to where I work, and we made that appointment for the 14th. But when he called for the appointment, I told him, look, I'm on my way to Brussels. And he was like, okay, I will bring you. I don't know if he thought Brussels was just around the corner, I don't know. But then we went to the place. I was thinking, okay, making Rasta, maximum. I said, it will take time. Oh. He said, it's no problem. But he didn't really ask me how much time. And I didn't tell how much. So when we got there, and this woman just had a new baby. So it was make one, go and make food for the baby, go and make food for the other toddler, and then sit down and breastfeed the baby. And so it took longer than it was supposed to take. And then eventually he called the restaurant to shift the time. And finally, even though it took a long time, we finally ended up in the restaurant to eat fish. It was surprising to me because in that short period, after the day he came to the place where I work, we continued communicating, and he would ask me things. I didn't know he put it, he because he asked me the kind of things I like to eat and that. I didn't know he, put it into his head and made that appointment for that fish restaurant. Now, it's not about the fish, but the fact that he thought about it and made this arrangement in that fish restaurant. So, but after the hair thing, I thought, once this guy drops me, he's not coming back again.
Wow.
What I felt.
You really overstretched him.
Yes, I thought I overstretched him. First of all, I didn't go to our appointment. And now the first appointment, he's going with me. He stayed too long. And the whole time, I kept telling him, you can drive home. I will come with the train. And he said no. And he was there. Every now and then he would go outside, come back, taking care of the baby. And I was thinking, he's just being a gentleman. The moment he drops me, I won't see him again. So I just zeroed my mind. But on our way, he called the restaurant and changed the appointment. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he has paid for the food and he doesn't want the food to waste. Okay. Eventually, we went to the restaurant and ate. And for me, that was a big deal. It wasn't about the food, but the simple fact that he stayed.
You were seeing commitment. You were seeing.
Yeah. He stayed.
Yeah.
He did everything possible to make sure that we still had a nice Valentine's dinner, even though it was our first date. We were just 1 week old. And for me, it made an impression on me. It wasn't like I was, whoa, now I want to get married. But it made an impression on me that after that, the next day, he still kept talking and showing interest in the things that I was doing. So that from that point, I felt like, okay, let's see where this will go.
Yeah, you were a bit, you opened up a bit.
Yes, let's take that down a bit.
Second challenge, Pastor.
Tell me, David.
She came to me. David, are you Christian? Or yeah. Do you want to come to church with me? She said. Yes, okay. I'm Christian, so why not? But we are going to a crusade, she said to me. I didn't know what a crusade was or whatever. And it was in Brussels in the Pyramid. And she said, that is for 3 days. I said, okay. So we went to Brussels. We took a hotel.
Oh, God.
Pastor, 3 days from morning to evening in that church.
He said, nah.
And then I was asking her, because they were putting hands on the head and they were falling down and these things, And I was asking her, why do they fall down? What is going on here? Even in front of me in the seat. They were doing, I don't know what. They were falling on my legs and I had to push them up.
Okay.
I said, what is going on here? So
It was deliverance now.
I
Well,
am
that time
delivered.
you didn't understand. You didn't understand
I
what
was
was
there
going
for 3 days and delivered. You understand me, Pastor?
on. Yes, yes.
I was there for 3 days with my good wife.
And he was
Crusade.
completely delivered.
That was my second challenge.
That was the second challenge, and you were able to, you know, it wasn't even the second challenge. The first challenge was that you went there, you were excited, you had a date, she was missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
the
was
first time.
that was
But-
like, wow, how can
He didn't have
I am a
anything.
good detective. I found her.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
No. But
Okay,
that's
so-
something.
So when you know, through all this journey, you know, Amanda was trying to show you her own world. You know, I'm a Christian, the praying type. Are you ready to follow me to serve my God and all those things? Through all those challenges, you were able to stand. You were able to, you know, it's like at that point, you had a determination, kind of. You know, it was not just about wanting a girlfriend. You know,
Mm-mm.
you were ready. You were like enduring everything that was coming your way. It seems to me that at that point you already had something more serious than just having a girlfriend at that time, David.
Yes, yes, of course. I've been always Catholic, but to tell you the truth, I've been only to church with Christmas, with Easter, and, you know, with
Celebration.
celebrations.
Yeah.
So now, when I met her, we went every Sunday. We went to church, and
Wow.
I didn't have a problem with it. I even liked it, and I
Wow.
still like it.
Wow.
I don't have a problem with that.
Wow. Okay, so the relationship kept on evolving, and at that point, Amanda is like, this guy is serious. This guy, you know, I tried not to see him. He found me out. You know, I had I had an appointment that almost, you know, negated or canceled his own appointment. He still stood because at that point, like you said, you were like, okay, after today, I will not see this guy again. But he kept on coming and showing you interest. You know, at what point did David say to you, Amanda, I want to spend the rest of my life with you? At what
You
point?
understand the question? The next week after we came back from the hair making,
Uh-huh.
the next
You know,
10 days after we met.
and I'm going to tell you, it's not an issue of time or that, but she had an apartment in Brussels. That's 100 kilometers farther. Yeah. So, and I really wanted to have her with me. Yeah. So I told her, why go up and down all the time? I have a big apartment here with 2 bedrooms, with everything on it, big parlor, kitchen, and everything. I said, why don't you stay here with me? And then she said to me, you know what? But I will keep the apartment in Brussels. In case of we have to go to
You
Brussels.
actually lived in Brussels that time, Amanda.
I actually lived in Brussels. I had
And
a
you were
room there,
Okay.
and I was working here.
So I said, instead of going to Brussels, keep the apartment there. When we want to go to Brussels to do something, we can sleep there instead of coming back the weekend or whatever. And you stay in the apartment what I have. You understand? And okay, then we were a little bit together. And afterwards I said, look, because she was also busy with the papers and everything. I said, why don't we marry? Then the paper issue is finished. Then we don't have headache anymore. You understand?
Yes.
I already was crazy from her.
You were already in love with her,
in a good way, in a good way,
yes,
in a good way.
I understand. Is very, you are very straightforward, very plain, very direct. You didn't play games.
And directly, the week after, we started making the papers
from Nigeria.
From Nigeria, you know, the translations and everything. I said, let them come. So we make the translations, and then we go to the commune and we marry, and then problem solved. You understand?
Now, the thing is, I did have a resident permit, but that place where I lived, I just newly got that place. And the week after we went for the hair making thing, my neighbor called me to say the police came to check on me because I just newly registered that place. And you know, they will come home to check if you live there.
Only on that address and all that. Yes.
So he called me and said, the police came, but I was not around. So I had to travel back to Brussels. And when I came back, he came to pick me at the station. And then he asked me, why did you have to go to Brussels? But I told him before that I needed to go to the police, and he didn't understand why. So when I came back, I explained to him that, look, I just newly registered on this address, and this is why I went. And what did the police say? I said they didn't say anything. They just needed to know that I live there. And then the discussion came about, why do you still want to go there? Why don't you give up that apartment and then stop going to Brussels and come and stay with me? And I was like, so in order for me not to pay for that apartment, that's why I'll live with you. And he said, no, we can get married. And he was driving, eh? So it's not like I got the proposal where they kneel down on one knee and offer you flower. No, I didn't get that. He was driving.
The guy was already drunk. He was drunk with love, kind of.
Yeah, he was driving. And this is 10 days after we met. I was coming from the train station, and he came to pick, and he was driving. You can stay with me. My apartment is big enough for us, and we can get married. And I'm like, this guy in the Kolo, I mean, how do you ask somebody to marry you like that? But he didn't even pay attention. He was just driving and doing his own thing. In my head, first of all, that's not how you ask somebody to marry. That's what I was thinking at the time.
At that time,
second of all, you don't even know me for 2 weeks. This is 10 days after you met me, and you want to marry me. So all that he was saying, I didn't really take it seriously, honestly. I didn't think it was serious. First of all, the way he said it, and the fact that we don't even know each other. How many days do I know you that you want to marry me? But I just kept quiet, and then we went back to his place, and later he dropped me where I work. And the other week I came back, he was asking, have you thought about my proposal? I said, okay, no problem. I've thought about it, but let's slowly get to know each other. And a Ghanaian friend of ours, the other week when I came back, there was a Ghanaian woman we know from this area. He knows. Her husband is a professor. So they came to our house. I didn't know that brother was already asking the people, how did you people marry? What did you people have to do to get married? And the woman, so they came that day to tell me what the processes were, how and what we can do. And we were already going to the commune. We were already asking information. What I'm saying now is under 1 month that we were asking and doing, and they said I had to get my...
Now, pause. You hold it, Amanda, because it's getting very interesting to me. I know quite a lot about, love at first sight, because I was going to delve into your courtship period, how long did you court, and all those things. It's like this one happened, it's like love at first sight. And of course, there are many reasons why people fall in love at first sight. And for most of the time, the reasons just fizzle away. It just fizzle away. And so there are many people who fall in love or who fell in love at first sight. And the closer they get, you know, to the woman or to the man, the
Mhm.
more they realize that no, this is not for me.
Many
You know, maybe
mistakes.
it was just the beauty, maybe it was just the glamour, maybe you know. So, but we have some cases, you know, not so common, that you see somebody and you just kind of fall in love with that person outrightly, and a day, 2, 3 after that, you're already thinking, you know, this is my wife and all that stuff. And in your mind, of course, that will bring me, we are still going to delve more, but that will bring me into the issue of culture, orientation, background. You know, now you are from a background where, you know, you know how guys would date, how girls would date, how people would deceive themselves and, you know, tell lies and all that stuff, break people's heart. So it was, for you, it must have been a bit of a shock. Like, how could somebody meet you after 2
Yeah.
weeks, person is
Yeah.
proposing to you, or 10 days, you know, that, but for him, you know, from his background, you know, these guys, they see you, they like you, and, you know, they just start talking and all that stuff, you know, they just come out outright. That was a culture cross, a culture shock, you
Yeah.
know. How did you overcome that? How
At first, like you said, it was a big shock.
were you afraid?
Because yes, I was afraid. I didn't. Most of the things he said, I didn't believe.
Mm,
That's the pure truth.
mm,
And I made him understand that. Look, I understand that you say you love me, you want to live with me, but I think that we need to take some time and get to know each other, because that is what I was trained to do. That is what I learned as a person, as around me, what I was used to, that people date. They get to meet the family, the mother approves, the father approves, the family approve, and the man is checking you whether you are wife material, and you are checking the man whether he's wife, husband material. So he cannot tell me he just saw me 10 days and already knows he wants to marry me. I didn't buy any of those things. I was just thinking maybe he's just trying to get me to, you know, do what he wants. So I don't know. But deep inside, I didn't believe that. So with time, when we went ahead to go to the how do you call it, the commune, the council house, to ask for explanation, information we needed. Slowly, it took me some time to actually believe that what he was saying is true. Because then I started seeing different things. His simplicity, what I was used to, was totally different.
May I say something?
Please say something, David.
She was used to traditions. And
That's
this
right.
tradition, there are no traditions in my place. We have a tradition that is, you're Italian, you're Belgian, you believe in your country where you are staying in. And the only fact is that I wanted to do it so fast is because I trust her. And I wanted to put my belief also in her. And even I was already 30 years old. And I don't have time to make all that year, then I'm 31 years old, to make her believe that I love her. I don't have 1 year time to, no, she needed to see my love in a few weeks.
Hmm.
And I did it.
So for you, it's like,
where I'm going.
so for you, it's like, I found her. I cannot afford all the waiting, all the wasting of time. I found who I
No,
want.
why wasting of time? It's just not you. Like when you go to Nigeria, you go to the commune. Wait here. Why waiting there? And instead, they are talking there. They are not doing anything. Instead of helping you, no, do it directly. Finished.
Wow. That's great, because like Amanda said, now it was a bit strange for her, and she was trying to process that. Like,
of
what
course.
kind of a man is this and everything that will just come profess love to you? You know,
Mhm.
after some days, he's already talking about marriage and all that stuff. And you were gradually now coming to terms, with
Mhm.
his genuinity. Like, this guy is not playing games. This guy is really genuine, and having been uh, having been a Christian, at that time you were already a Christian. You even invited him to crusade. So for David, it was like anything about you, I accept, whether you are, So before she even met your people, before she knew about anything, she already like accepted everything about you, and of course, is sometimes relationship is like taking a risk, because you don't get to know somebody the whole thing about somebody in 1 week, in 1 year, in 2 years, even 5 years. You are still getting to know the person. 10 years, you are still getting to know the person. And here is a man who already like said, okay, whatever, I'm ready for anything. This woman is the woman I want. I find that quite amazing. And Amanda, did you not, as with your background as a Christian, how did that influence your decision? Did you have to pray about it? Did you ask people to pray with you? Did you fast? Did you, what was your spirit saying to you?
No, at that time. Now, this his style of, if I say let's do this, he says okay, let's do that. Okay, that was also a big problem for me.
Wow.
I know that some women would be happy, like, he agrees to everything I say. But that was a source of worry for me. Why is he saying yes to everything I want?
Wow.
Why is he saying yes? Because I was not used to that.
I'm still doing it.
And that's why she stuck with you. She said, now she loves it.
I was not used to it. So for me, I was thinking, what does he really want?
Wow.
What does he really want? Why does he keep saying yes? You understand?
Yeah.
And at that time, I could not ask anybody to pray with me. I could not ask anybody to fast with me because I was hiding the fact that I was dating somebody. Now, I had my pastor at the time, a very good friend of mine. Honey, you're not telling that now. Wait, let me.
Let Amanda talk now.
No, he's going to say it. I know he will say it. I can't stop it. But let me finish this one. Now, this pastor friend of mine, Pastor Chidi, he was my pastor and a very good friend. That was the only person I could have trusted to talk to. But I was afraid to let the church know, to let him know that I was dating. You understand? I was afraid to say it because I didn't want to be judged.
Yeah.
Okay, you say you're a Christian, you're a single woman, and here you are staying with someone, and you go there, you stay there over the weekend. You can't tell us you were playing chess there. So I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
So after he asked me to marry him, which was a very short time, I couldn't ask anybody. I couldn't say it to anyone. I was in myself. I was praying, God, help me.
But you called your mother.
No, that's it. I mean, he's talking of religion.
Okay.
But before I called my mother, we had already agreed. Now, I couldn't tell anyone to say, okay, help me to pray. I met this guy. He's the right one for me. Because honestly, at that time, my head wasn't really in the right place to say if this is the will of God. I wasn't praying along that line. If this is the will of God, I was praying, God, please help me.
Wow.
Help me.
Yeah.
Not to find out whether he's the right guy, but the confusion inside my head
was much.
Yes, the whole thing. I was a bit happy because they said we have to get my birth certificate, have it translated, have it done, a lot of things that they asked for.
Yeah.
I was happy somehow that some of those things delayed because it gave me time to actually get to know him a little bit. If everything had worked out the way he wanted it, we would have been married within a month. If it was possible for us to just go to the commune and get married, I think we would have gotten married within a month.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So for me, there was really no time. Eventually, I told that my pastor friend, I told him, I said, look, come and visit me where I work. I told him I was working for him. Can you come and visit me? I wanted to give him the opportunity to meet David and interact with him. And then afterwards, I will ask him some questions. But the person you see, he's laughing because he knows what he did. I told him, that my pastor is coming. Please, no lovey. Just
behave yourself.
Behave yourself.
I worked the whole day, and okay, my mind slipped. And when I opened the door, she came. I ring the bell, and she opened the door. I said, "Hi, honey," and I gave her a kiss. And the person was there.
Somebody that I had already told, say, behave yourself. No honey, no shot, no nothing.
No sugar, no this.
Brother entered, me and pastor, we have been talking. Brother entered.
Hey.
But this Pastor Chidi, was very, how must I say,
understanding,
and he knew, like I felt his karma to myself. He knew
you were at peace with him.
I was, and he was at peace with me, and we are still good friends.
I think he could see outrightly that you were genuine, that you were not in his daughter's life to mess her up or anything. I think that made him kind of like, okay,
yes,
it's very simple, it's very straightforward. I think, go on, please.
24 years later, now we are still friends.
Yes, he's still very much in my life. When I tried to explain to him later that he said there is no I knew before he even came home. Wow. Because when I came here, the way I saw you relax in this place, free in this place, where you are walking, you are just free, you know every cover to do whatever. I knew. He said, come, I'm not a child. And then he said, well, this idea of staying with him, it's not right. I said, well, I understand. He said, there's no need for I told him the truth that, look, he has asked me to marry him. He said, how long do you know him? I told him. He said, look, I think he's a good man from what I see, but let's keep praying about it. It was at that point that I now involved him and prayer.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Glory be to God. Great love story indeed. I love that. And there's so much to talk about. You're an interesting couple, I must say. And everybody's just excited to hear your story. It's a rare one. Because it happened so quickly, and in such a short time. Brother David. It was straight to the point. I love that. Brother David was, because actually, like Amanda must have told you, we are from a culture where the woman even wants to show to you that she's not so easy to get. She will say, come back today, come back tomorrow. No, I'm not ready. I'm praying and things like that. That's the background. That's our background. You just believe that you can't say yes to a man just like that. And that could have been the reason Amanda dodged you on that first date. She went to hide and lied about it. It could be that, But thank God that you were just very, very convinced from the onset. You made your point known, and you stood by what you confessed, 10 days after meeting and 24 years after.
Tomorrow we are 24 years together.
Wonderful God. I celebrate.
Tomorrow is my birthday.
Wow, wow. So you got married on your birthday?
No, we met on his birthday. We got married in October.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I remember now. You met on his birthday. That's true. Congratulations in advance. And so tomorrow is going to be double celebration. You know, you met on his birthday, and then on Valentine's Day, you have this fish dinner that could have been postponed.
Almost postponed.
So
I didn't look nice now. I went to make braids. Brother said, thought I was going to make her 1 hour, 2 hours.
Yeah,
no, that was God.
I guess by the time you came out from making your hair, I guess the guy looked at you again and he was like, no, I won't let this woman go.
we died here. We moved.
That's great. Now, I'm wondering now, you know, Amanda is from Nigeria, grew up in Nigeria, came to Europe, you know, and, you know, David has an Italian root, born in Belgium, lived his whole life in Belgium, although I've mixed with people, you know, but of course, you know, your culture, the culture you are used to, you know, is different from the one your wife was used to. And so there are many things that you have to start getting to understand, like, okay, this is the way I do things. Like somebody once told me, who is also like you know, black woman, white man, that when they got married, she remembered that she was prepare food, serve the food, go and put it on the table, you know, call you. And the man was like, but why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I want to serve my food myself and this and that. So for us, it was like a shock. Like, why would somebody not like this kind of a thing? So sometimes, you know, with you guys, it could be a different story. It could be another way. It could be the way you put your clothes, the way you cook your food, the kind of food you cook, and all those things. So there will have been certain obvious differences that you needed to cope with, you know, differences you need to cope with, you needed to cope with. Okay, so David, as you got closer and closer to Amanda, what were the things you began to notice, like a shock, like, okay, this is not the way I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this. What were some of those things?
Yeah, look, me, to tell you the truth, I'm a guy that I adapt directly to something. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I eat everything. I don't miss out on food. I like to try something. I like to have new challenges. You understand?
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like is the drawing soup.
Okra.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not that I don't like it. It's I cannot manage it.
I understand.
But for the rest, Italians and Africans, with food, with character, with speaking, we are the same.
Wow.
Temperament.
We are the same.
Wow.
Italians are loud.
Italians are loud. They laugh.
They love food.
They love food. They love drinks. They like church.
They are romantic.
Like Nigerians, the same thing.
Yeah.
Only the Nigerians can learn something from the Italians.
We are the best. We are the best. No, we are the best. We are more romantic than the Italians.
So Amanda, after the initial shock of like, can this man be real? Are you for real? You know, the way he was coming at you and, you know, serious from day one and all that stuff. After having overcome that initial shock, and now coming to terms with the reality of his genuinity, like, oh, this guy is really genuine, you know, that kind of opened you up, you know, to embrace him He was genuine, he was simple, he was humble, and all those stuff and all that stuff. But there must have been certain things, you know, vis-a-vis his culture and background and all that stuff and the way he does things that were not exactly how you knew they should be. So what were some areas, you know, talking about cultural differences, orientational differences, what are some things you needed to adjust to, you know?
I didn't really have a lot because, like I said to you before, I had already lived with an Italian family. While taking care of this person, I lived in their house.
Okay.
So a lot of those things I had overcome there, you understand? So for me,
an Italian couple was like a preparatory grant for you.
Yes. Yes, after working for that Italian couple, I worked for a Greek couple again, which is how the person I was with when we met.
That's how you met, yes.
Yes, I lived inside their house too. So there were already a lot of things that I had grown out of. So coming to live with him was not like a new process, learning new things. I was already a bit used to some things. Now, like the Greek family where I lived, the man was pure African type of man. I am the husband, and this is how I want things.
Yeah.
But with him, it wasn't like that. With him is, okay, this is what we want to do. What do you think? That was a bit of a shock to me. Now, in my head, as a young girl, you hear people say, no, I'm liberated. I'm, how do they say, women liberation. I want this, I want that. But we were saying it as young people, but you didn't really know what it meant. Women liberation, what does it really mean? We were saying it, but we didn't really know what it meant. In that last family where I lived, it was the way I was used to. The man says, this is what I want, and this is how it goes. But food-wise, taking care of the house, those kind of things, I didn't have to learn a lot anymore living with him, because these were things that I had already somehow grown out of living with these people that I was working for. So somehow there were not really a lot of things that I needed to learn. But one thing I learned from his own side, which is something that my father had that I never really paid attention to. I am more of, I'm more strict in my ways. In the things I do, I'm more strict. He is not. And when it comes to, like, for our children and decision making and all those things, he is more like my father.
And you are like, more like your mom.
More like my mother. He is able to calmly look at something and make a decision.
Wow.
And I wasn't used to that. And somehow I tried to see, I tried to learn that from him, try to calmly look at things and then take decision, take a step back and say, I want to, look at it like this and take this decision. That's one of the things I learned from him, which I don't think is because of him being white or black. I think it's his personality, which my father had, and I never really paid attention to that. I knew my father was calm, but with time, I started relating back to it.
Wow.
So that culturally, I think, yeah, like I said, there were things that I could have learned here, but because of my living with those people already.
Yeah, you already got some. But what about, I was going to come to this question, but one of the viewers is already asking, how did your family react to you wanting to marry a white man?
No, my family didn't have any problem with it. Now, the family where I come from, my mom, like I said in the beginning, is from Anambra State. My dad is from Delta State. And I know it's in the same country, but there is already a cultural difference, language difference. My sisters, I have 3 elder sisters. The first one married from Edo State. Total language barrier. We don't understand them, they don't understand us. So when they came to marry my sister, they had to have an interpreter, yeah, who translated to English, and then the English person, another English person, now translated to my father in our language. So it was 3 translations. You understand? My second sister married from Delta State as well, but from a different, from Oshimili local government, while we are from Eka local government. My third sister married from Edo State as well, Ishan. When they came to marry her, it was somebody translating from Ishan to English, and that person translating from Ishan to English, another person translating from English to my language for the old people. So when I talk,
precedents, you had precedents that made it easier on your parents to even. So okay, so did
my family didn't have any issues at all. They didn't have any issues. When I went home, we got married and we went home 6 months after. With my mom, it was love at first sight for both of them. It was.
I was not sure. Can you please allow David to talk about his experience?
Talk about
visiting Nigeria, because I was going to ask that, David, have you ever visited Nigeria, and what was your experience visiting Nigeria?
Okay, it was also the first time that I took a flight, because she went first to prepare the things. So I think 2 weeks later I went, because I still had to work. So I took my flight, I arrived there, they came to pick me up. And it was very funny, really. You are going to laugh again today.
I love to
laugh. No. Wait. So her big sister, she was calling on the telephone. She was telling me, "Oh, my sister bought all Igbo food." So she needed Igbo food. She needed to buy all one food. And she said, "No, David eats everything." No, I'm buying water. I'm buying, bottled water, this, that, spaghetti and these things. But she said, "But David eats everything." No, okay, good, fine. I arrived at the airport. They came to pick me up. I think 5 or 6 family members were there, and so okay, we came to the hotel. In Lagos, we came in the night, so we take hotel there before we go to Benin and everything. Okay, we took hotel, and then in the evening I said, let's go somewhere in a restaurant or something to eat, because I'm hungry. Okay, so we left the place and we go to a restaurant, nice restaurant and everything. We sit down on a table, and the girl came and she said, "What do you want?" Okay, rice and chicken, eh?
Yeah.
There were a lot of menus on the thing, but rice and chicken is good, eh?
Yeah.
So they bring the food, and my nephew was sitting. My nephew was sitting next to me. Her nephew, eh? The son of her sister was sitting next to me. She was sitting on that side, and then the other people. And okay, and the nephew was saying something to her, and I think I understood something, but they were talking in their language.
Yeah.
So I said, "My sister," to the woman that was bringing the food. I said, "My sister, can you bring me a bowl of water so I can wash my hand?" And everybody was looking at me. So I wash my hand, and I take a spoon of rice, and I grab my chicken with my hand and I chop it. This guy, he was very happy because he wanted to pack his food to bring it home. He wanted to eat it with knife and fork.
They don't deliver you.
So he said, now wow. So he took his chicken also with that. He didn't want to make his thing fail in front of me. You understand? He didn't want to cut with knife.
To show.
My nephew wanted to protect me now. He was telling me, he said, sister, please, can you ask this people to package my food so I will eat my chicken in the hotel? I said, eat your chicken. He said, no, I don't want to fool you. I don't want to fall your hand for this. So you go front. He go say, your family, now bush people see, they take hand, chop chicken. Meanwhile, the person he's protecting me from
was ready to eat.
I started eating his chicken. And my nephew was like, if I even eat chicken with hand, me too. And he was I never forgot that story.
Oh my God. Very, very interesting indeed. God bless you both.
Thank you.
I really, we are so excited meeting you guys. Very lovely story. It's one of a kind, really. It's one of a kind, and
that's also another good one.
Please tell me.
When I met her mother, when I met my mama,
yes,
my good friend,
yes,
in Italian tradition, when you meet somebody, you give a kiss on the cheek, two kisses on the cheek.
Yes, yes.
So I saw her mother, and I went to her, and she was like, I said, no, don't be afraid. I said, don't be afraid. This is our tradition. So I give her 2 kisses on the kiss on the cheek. In the morning, it's good morning. You know what she did the next day? Davidi, come, kiss.
You wish me.
Now every morning I had to give her a kiss.
Yes, man.
You know.
She was my lawyer.
And Amanda, I must say that
nobody could say something wrong to me.
I must say that you guys have enjoyed so much grace. The way you were accepted, and I'm sure it wasn't a problem accepting Amanda into your own life. Also, it will have been more of a challenge accepting you, into Amanda's background. But that also went well, and I see Grace walking here. That you enjoyed so much grace and everything was just working fine and things like that and all that stuff. I really bless God for your lives. And I pray that it will continue to get sweeter even as you celebrate your 24th year.
Amen.
That grace will continue to rain upon you and that the fire of your love will never be quenched in Jesus' name. But let's come to terms, David and Amanda. Truly, we talk about having a perfect marriage, and that imperfect marriage is often our own definition. Your marriage is perfect to the extent that you make it perfect. You look at it perfect. But the truth of the fact is that sometimes we have some issues, we don't always agree on everything. You understand? So even though you notice that, David will say yes, but coming together.
I'm not saying always yes, it's not.
Building your lives together, there must have been times when you didn't agree on some things. You had, let's say, conflict on certain things. How were you able to resolve your conflicts? Because conflict resolution can corrode, the love, the affection. But if well handled, it can also make it, jump up. So how were you guys able to, or how are you able to resolve conflicts when they come up?
Okay. Let me say it first and for all. Look, she has no family here. I don't have any family anymore here. So we are on a boat by ourselves.
What you have,
And
yeah.
if we have some conflicts, the best thing what we can do is sit down, talk slowly about the conflicts and what are we going to do about it. Two, hoe zeg je dat voor de volgende keer niet meer te laten gebeuren?
Next time.
Avoid a repetition next time.
Next time, yes.
So we sit, maybe we drink something and we talk about it, and okay, the conflicts has to be talked out of your body. What is the problem? Why is the issue? What is the thing?
This is where you are wrong.
So
I am wrong.
So you always employ the instrument of communication.
Yes, we communicate.
You sit down to discuss and all that stuff. Wow.
If there is a problem, we talk about it. If we can't talk about it at that moment,
we will wait till we are cooled down.
Do whatever we need to do, and then maybe in the evening or when we're done with what we need to do, like if you're going to work or whatever, we talk about it. But one thing we have employed over the years is making sure that thing gets resolved, that you talk about it. You don't have to agree with me, but hear me out. That's something that I have always asked for that if there is anything, you don't have to agree with me, but hear me out. I like to be heard. I tell you, this is how I am feeling. You don't have to solve that problem. You don't have to agree with me, but hear what I am feeling. And same for him too. If there is anything, I always ask him that. If there is anything that is bothering you, say it to me. I'm not promising that I will solve that problem or I will agree with you, but at least let me know what that is. And that's how we've always done it. If there's an issue,
and even with the children,
even with the children as well. If you feel that there is anything Papa and Mama are doing that you don't like, don't come and tell me when I am angry with you. Maybe if you don't clean your room or I ask you to do something, you don't do it when I ask you, and I'm angry. Don't come that moment to say, yeah, but Mama, wait, when I'm not angry, you say, Mama, look, I didn't clean my room because that. Yeah? You come and talk to me, tell me this is where you are, what you said or what you did that I didn't like. Even with our children, we let them know that you can come and talk to me and tell me. I don't have to like it. I always tell them, I don't have to like what you have to say.
Well,
I don't have to agree with it, but I want to hear it. Then we come to compromise that, okay, Mama still says no. That you come and tell me, now I need a game of 500 euro because I love it, because I'm in love with it. Oh, it will make my life better. Does not mean I'm going to agree with it, but I will hear you say it. And then I will explain to you why you cannot have it, because your father is a hardworking man, but he's not the minister in Belgium that you have to have that expensive game.
Yeah.
And I will explain it to you. But if you don't tell me what you need, I cannot explain it to you.
Yeah. Now I am aware that Amanda has do I want to call it a hobby now? You have some hobbies. You know, you are a social media person, and also you cook. You make very nice food and things like that, pastries and all that stuff.
I can cook too.
Because I was going to ask, how is David? How supportive are you, David, in that? Because I know so, but I got the answer. You're a good cook too.
She learned from me.
No, you learned from me.
So that means another thing we could learn from you guys is that you do things together.
We share a lot. we share
That is really-
this passion of cooking.
That is
Yeah.
And now even our daughters are coming our way.
Wow.
We share this passion of cooking. He loves to cook, and I love to cook. One thing he does is that he's very sorry, somebody's trying to call. He is very daring in his cooking.
Yeah.
He can
He
come
wants
up
to
with
try.
any. Yeah,
Look,
he wants to try things.
I just opened the fridge. Every remainings what are there, I can make something out of it.
He combines them, come up with something. We share the love of cooking. It's a passion that we have. I love to cook. He loves to cook. And our daughters also, like he said, they are beginning slow. The big one can make a lot of things.
Yeah.
She lives on her own now. And at first, when she was leaving home, I was like, oh my God, how she's going to, I don't know if you know my senior daughter. She's a very skinny girl. Hey, I say, God, oh, she will just disappear because she will not eat. How is she going to do? But she's taking care of herself. She cooks her things. She arranges them how she wants it. She's well organized. She is, like I do time management here. I cannot make stew every day. I can't make soup every day. So I make my things. I arrange them in a way that all I need to do is just bring out a sauce, spaghetti sauce or whatever. She does that also. She makes her things. Sometimes she comes home, I give her stew or give her what. She divides them small way how she can use them, put them away. She's a well-balanced girl. The smallest one, she has not started cooking big things. She can make Indomie. She can bake. This thing, bacon, and she can make egg. That's all for now.
So you are impacting them graciously.
Yeah, slowly
She
they are
can make
learning.
croque monsieur.
Yeah, she can make croque monsieur. So for now, those small things she can make.
Wow. Great. I know that Sister Amanda, you have a book that you wrote.
Yes.
And that book was about the challenges you went through personally.
Yes.
In life. know, and if I'm correct, I've not gotten the book anyway, but I can. Where may I get a copy? On Amazon, or I have to contact you? Aha, yes. Purpose Beyond My Scars. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that when you were saying something about that book, if I'm correct, this deformation you have around your mouth was not like that. It was not.
No.
It was not like that when David met you.
No.
It was not like that. So now David met you, beautiful woman, and then this health challenge came, and you ended up with this. David, what did you have to do to be able to cope with that, David?
I didn't have to cope with that. Look, to tell you the truth, we didn't even notice it because I'm so long with her until she went to the hospital after 14 years, something like that. And one nurse said to her, but you have something in your mouth. Because if you are daily together with your wife, you don't see these things happening. You understand? Because you think it's normal. And okay, then they thought maybe she has a seizure or something in the head, blood clot, or paralyzed in the head and the brain. But she did MRI and everything in the head. Nothing, everything was good. So now they said maybe it's a parasite from a long time that works very slowly, that breaks off the veins in this area.
That right side of the mouth.
Okay, because they didn't find any structural cause of doing that. So they think it's a virus or something with years, that can work slowly, that she took when she was small, and then after years it can come out and start working slowly.
Wow.
And that is the problem.
I think what I'm learning from here and others who are watching, is that you are saying the problem was there, but you never even noticed it. It was
No.
For you, it was like this is the same Amanda I met at my birthday. She's still the same, and she will continue to be the same. Whatever, whichever direction her mouth may twist, is still the same Amanda.
Yeah, why should she change? No, for me, she's still the same. She's my wife, but I love and finished.
Wow. Glory be to God. Amanda, are you not blessed? You are such a blessed woman, to have
yes.
I love his simplicity. I love his commitment. I love his, he's very downright. He's very, just straightforward.
No, my husband is crazy in a good way. He's down to earth.
Yeah.
He's very down to earth. Unlike me, he's easygoing. I'm not.
But when this challenge came, how did you feel? How did you feel about yourself? Did you have a fear of acceptance, or
I was there for her. She had a big operation.
Yeah.
I was more worried for my daughter. I was not worried for myself. I was more worried for my daughter, how she was in primary school at the time. I was more worried if I went to her school, I didn't want people to bully her because of her mother.
Yeah.
For people to
you were not worried about David at all, how David would take it. There was no room for that.
I wasn't thinking along that line. It wasn't a question. It wasn't a question of I was confident that he would still love me with the deformity or whatever. No, I didn't even think along that line. I was more worried about my daughter, that maybe she will get teased at school or whatever, because at first, really, like he said, we didn't notice it quickly, which is very strange, because when I said it on the Stora show in England, people were saying that maybe it was we were spiritually blinded so that we didn't see. But the truth is, if that woman, it was at the time that I was going through another challenge. I was trying to get pregnant and it wasn't coming. It was when I went to the hospital trying to find solution to that this woman asked me, "Did you have a stroke?" I said, "No." Why? She said, "When you speak, one side of your face doesn't move." And I'm like, "How?" So in that hospital, I went to the bathroom and I spoke in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And I saw that. Now, when you're at home, you don't go and stand in front of the mirror and start talking. So I really didn't.
Your mirror, which is David, was not even seeing it.
Didn't tell me anything. So when they were saying,
no, because we are so long together, and these small things that is happening, maybe slowly. Ale, you think, okay, we are getting older, something is going to happen, you understand?
Gravity.
But okay, it was not so much when they saw it, you understand?
It happened slowly. It was a gradual thing that we didn't really pay attention to until that woman said it, that nurse said it to me. And when it came out to the point of, okay, you're going to have surgery, this and that, I wasn't really bothered about him. I wasn't bothered about myself. I was more worried for my child because I didn't want her to be bullied at school. But what was very profound for me is that after the surgery, my face was swollen. And I think at the time she was 10. And she had to dance at school. And she asked me to come. I said no, that I cannot come. And I sat her down and I explained to her that this is the reason I cannot come. Because I do not want your co-students to see me like this and then tease you for it. And this girl said to me, she was 10 at the time, she said to me, "Mom, I worked hard on this dance. I worked hard on this performance. You need to come." She said, "If they cannot see that you just had surgery, then it's their problem, not your problem.
Wow, wow, wow.
I got dressed.
Wow.
I got dressed with my sister. I remember what I was wearing. I had a pink suit on. My face was still swollen. This eye was not opening. And I got dressed. It's in my book. All these things I'm saying, they're in my book. I got dressed and I went to that place with my sister. And you could not. Now, many times, we walk ourselves into becoming recluses. We hide in the house. We become depressed because of what we are thinking, not what we are assuming, what we are thinking, not the reality.
You were just imagining how people will react, how people will think.
And then I went to that school, and there is a difference. There's one thing that is different from the white culture and the black culture.
Yeah.
Now, when you come in the midst of black people and there is a problem, people will look, not always, people will look and talk among themselves. Many white people are not like that. When I went to that school, a lot of people who knew me already came up to me to ask what happened. And I told them. And my daughter was able to explain to her friends. I got so much love and so much encouragement
from the people around you.
them.
Wow.
I was thinking my daughter was going to be bullied about that. Instead, I got so much love, so much support from the parents, from the pupils. And I was like, so why do I then need to hide? From that day,
every worry.
No, it didn't bother me. And at all, it didn't bother me.
For David and Amanda, great couple indeed you are. I'm blessed, and you know, you had a delay in conception, right? I'm sure David was supportive all the way. I don't have a doubt about that. You know, so he was supportive, because I know also that Italians also like children, like children, you know, and so when it was not coming, David was not worried, because he is a man who already made up his mind to marry you till thy kingdom come, whatever the challenges may be. That is a big one, you know. And you know, many people, there are many out there, because we want to round up now. You know, there are many out there, when they see couples like you know, most often what jumps into the people's head is that, oh, now paper, you understand? Oh, she's looking for paper. Oh, he's looking for paper. You know, but until you get close to a couple and hear their story, like we have heard yours now, which is this is a matter of real love from day one, genuine love. Even though you needed the paper, you were very calculating in your steps. You were afraid. You were like, oh, this man, is he real, and all that stuff. So it wasn't as if you got excited because, oh, somebody is going to help my process and things like that. You really took your time to study him until you get this conviction in your heart that he is a genuine man. And then you opened up and accepted him. And the same, that fire of love that was kindled 24 years ago almost, is still burning to today. Great couple. My prayer is that the fire of your love will keep burning. And I'm so excited because you know, at first I was like, oh, will David be able to express himself? This guy is a Dutchman and things like that. But I'm so excited with the way, very charming guy, very, very interesting guy, very lovely man, you know, and he has expressed himself well, and everybody is just blessed, you know, listening to the two of you. Now, there are parents out there who are a bit like jittery. How can you go and marry a white man? How can you go and marry a white woman? You know, what do you have to say to them?
I think that
Will our color be a barrier?
No, personally, I don't think so. What I think in marriage, what the mistakes people are making is this.
Yeah.
I remember in the beginning when we met, there's this friend of mine, when I told her about David, he said, she was, oh, that's nice, that's nice. And then later, when we got married, she saw us and said, she wasn't a very good friend, she was an acquaintance. And then she said to me, after some years, we met in Brussels, and she said, you still married this man? I said, yes. He said, anyway, you won't marriage, no, they reach night. So
some people really have it in their mind that it's all for temporariness and this.
Oyibo marriage, no, they reach night. And eventually, she went and imported a husband from Africa, from the same local government as herself. And not up to 5 years later, the marriage packed up. What am I saying? Is that marriage does not work because the person is from your village. It does not work because you have the same color. It does not work because you're from the same state or the same country. It works, and when they say, okay, it works because you are in love. No. There are some people who are madly in love with each other, but cannot stay together as husband and wife because they lack commitment. It's not about love. You can love someone, but if you do not have commitment, if there is no bond, there's a bonding that takes place when you're in a relationship. Love, for what I see, I hear many people talk, is that butterfly. And when you're unable to do the, can you stand? Because there was a time in my life when I couldn't open my mouth to eat. So the idea of running was not there. And for 9 good months, there was nothing like that. So there is a bonding that happens when you meet someone. If it's black or blue, red, yellow, what parents should be thinking about? Personally, I tell my children, you are free to love whoever you love. But I say things that my daughter will say, mama, that's not good. There are certain religious, I don't know how to say it without causing trouble. I tell my children, anything that will remove you from what you believe, from your, let me not say your religion, from your spiritual belief, stay away from that. Apart from that, it doesn't matter whether the person is white or blue or black. Look for people who have the same vision as you do. People who, there is a bonding that happens when you meet someone.
Yeah.
Because if it is about love, after some time, when that butterfly dies, when that finishes, you can't go on. But when that bonding takes place,
Go on, please.
It's commitment. It is commitment. That helps that bonding.
God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you. Yes.
I'm listening, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, God bless you. We are so blessed by that conclusion that love. Let me repackage that. That love is deeper than romance. The romantic aspect of that for love to last, for love to be productive, for love to be fruitful, for love to endure, there must be commitment. God bless you indeed. David, what do you want to say? Yes.
Marriage is not always happiness and sunshine.
Yeah.
There can be struggle in the family, there can be everything, but it has to be solved in between yourselves.
Thank you.
It's just like a bag of potatoes of 25 kilos. When you marry, you carry it on your back and you keep it until you finish that marriage.
Wow.
And you put it in the grave where you go.
So, David, what do you want to say to the white folks out there, do you encourage them to cross the border, to dare and just marry whoever they want? Can you advise your friends? Africans are good, black people are good, go on and marry. Can you advise your ladies, sister, friends and things? Go on and marry. If you love her, if you love him, the color should not be a problem.
No, not indeed. Pastor, you said the right word. The color may not be a problem. The issue is your heart with it? Do you want to go for it?
The person.
Are you really into it?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you are going to do it, put your commitment in it. And I specifically will say this: don't marry too early. Like 19 or 20 years old, I think it's too early to get in a marriage.
So marriage is for matured people.
Yeah, you can better live your life a little bit, go work, save some money, make some plans before you do something.
Wow. Thank you so much, our super guest for today on this first day of our couples month. You have set a standard, and I'm just so exciting indeed to have the both of you on this show. We love you. We really appreciate your openness, and you just told the story the way you didn't pretend, you didn't hide, and we are also blessed. God bless you, David. I look forward to meeting you one of these days. Whenever maybe my sister has something to do, I will show up. And
I will take the spaghetti.
No problem about that. I'm also, I'm very free with food. I'm also very free with food. In fact, my wife is a super cook also. Yes, she's a super cook. So I eat just anything. So thank you so much, my love, and regards to your lovely children. And I just want you to enjoy yourself, on your anniversary. Please do what you have always done, and maybe this time you can go a step further. Just make sure you enjoy yourselves. I wish you well. Hopefully we'll be talking again. Your book, where could people get your book?
Yes, my book is Purpose Beyond My Scars. It's available on Amazon. You have it in English and in Dutch.
Okay.
Both available on Amazon. If people also want, they can contact me on Facebook, Chimamanda Lasmon, and we also ship to people who want to get.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's been so nice having you around. I will release you to go start preparing for your anniversary now. Please have the best of things. God bless you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today. That was our first couple in this couples month, and I'm sure you have been blessed. Let me give you a peep into what is to come. Here you go.
We'll be as one. You and I will be as one. You and I. You and I. You and I will be as one. You and I will be as one. 'Cause our love would last forever. You and I. You and I. You and I will be as one. Munagi Gebi. Munagi Gebi. Munagi Gebi. Oh, Unyam. Munagi Gebi. Munagi Gebi. Munagi Gebi. Oh, Unyam. Falling in love, I saw them, you and I, and I saw my girl, you and I.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today. I'm sure you have been blessed. And I want to assure you that that was just the takeoff point, and it's going to get more and more interesting. Next Saturday, I'll be hosting another couple, very, very interesting match. And I want you to be on the lookout. It promises to be more interesting. And let me tell you something, God is in this vision. And because of that, nothing can stop us. God bless you. Have a nice weekend. I'll be seeing you next Saturday again. Bye-bye.